All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's just about 2 minutes after high noon. Pleasure to have you with us. Thanks so much for joining the Aired Out Podcast live from the ASB Financial Studios, Fly on the Wall Productions. Main Street, Barre, Vermont. We got clouds and upper 60s right now. Paul Winters returns to the podcast from the Vermont Ravens with Clayton Torres. This guy next to you, man. How are you, buddy? Absolutely. Great pleasure to meet you. Paul, introduce Clayton.
Yeah, first of all, JD,
everybody.
yeah, thanks again for having us. We appreciate it.
Great
And
pleasure, man.
Every chance we get a chance to come on and talk to you
Sure.
we really appreciate that. So the man to my left is Clayton Torres. Clayton has been with the Vermont Ravens organization from its inception.
Really?
I would say 15 years ago. He was one of the mainstays of actually getting the program up and off the ground. Fantastic player who played football at Norwich University. He's been on our board of directors now for several years, been our player representative, basically handled all kinds of roles for the Ravens over the years as our league rep. Happens to be one of my best friends in the world, too, so glad to have him here and glad to be beside him. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, Clay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Clay.
the invite.
My God, it sounds like you'd be screwed without him, Paul.
I would be screwed without him, yes.
It'd be the other way around. He's covered.
Wow. And so you're on the board of directors.
Yep.
A current player or former player? Former player.
Yes, as of this year.
Come on, man. Are you
I
serious?
I know.
Yes, I got some injuries last year.
Stay on him, JD. Stay on him.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened with the knee? Tell me about it.
I went up for a pass and just came down awkwardly. So
That's all it takes.
yep, there goes the ACL.
And when you're in your upper 20s like this, I mean, these things happen.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, just drop
Let's add another couple.
Wow. So right now, you're a busy dude, I'm guessing.
Yes, very busy.
Especially right now. This is high tide for the Ravens.
It is.
For all of the New England Football League, really. Everybody's busy.
Yeah, one of the things Clay handles for us as an organization is working with the league to develop a schedule and getting the game scheduled together, scheduling our home games, away games, and that's always in flux this time of year. And we're trying to get that hammered down. So this guy is on the phones constantly doing the in-person meetings.
Right.
Takes a lot off our shoulders getting that all organized with the league. So
Yeah, and just checking your cell phone a little while ago. I mean, stuff is, you say, in flex, I mean, it's like it's so fluid. I mean, things are happening, it could happen any minute where you find out what it's going to look like for the rest of the season.
Yeah, just this year being first time on the NEFL board of directors as well, so that's now tying up some of my time too. So trying to get the schedule out a lot sooner, and making some changes to kind of better the league. So that's I don't want people to forget about the Vermont team.
Well, we're going to talk about what you guys need for players and the roster and all that. But tomorrow you've got a conference meeting where. Are we going to be set in stone at that point?
I'm probably 90% sure. Yes, we're going to be pushing it.
Okay.
So we just don't want to wait until the second week of July, and then now we're getting it. So
Right.
we're ahead of the curve here.
But the first game is the middle of July, right?
First league game, yes, July 16th, that weekend.
Okay.
We'll be playing.
We don't know where. We don't know against who yet.
No.
Wow. So New England. So we're talking about Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine.
yeah, that's traditionally those are the states where the teams have come from. I think in the Single A division, which is where we play, the New England Football League, I think we're focused primarily this year in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Am I forgetting something, Clay? Any New Hampshire teams this year?
So
No New Hampshire, it's Mass.
Yeah. It's Mass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So new teams are going to be added.
Well, they already have been added. It's now just finalizing.
It's just where they're
the
going to
schedule.
land.
Yep.
Wow. What makes the NEFL, Paul, so great? What do you love most about it?
Well, so it's one of the oldest semi-pro football leagues in the country, right? And it's one of the highly rated semi-pro football organizations in the country. It allows for there to be 3 divisions of football. So you have your single A, your double A, and your triple A. So you have teams from different markets, right? Larger populations and smaller populations. So it really allows for a competitive balance, I think, across the league between your small market teams, single A, coming from smaller areas like ourselves, right? Sort of the middle of Vermont area, so to speak. And then you have teams all the way from Albany, New York, right, or things like that have teams. So it's the populations are much greater in those areas, and I think the NEFL does a really good job of allowing for a competitive balance across the league.
Yeah. I like that. Speaking of New York, not part of NEFL. They're the Empire League, I think you said?
There are some teams from New York that are part of the Empire League, yeah. And they don't necessarily have that division structure that the NEFL has, which allows greater competition in the NEFL. So we're really happy with our affiliation with them and look to continue that in the future.
June 18th, you guys are going to be throwing the ball with Glens Falls, right?
Yes, Glens Falls, New York.
What's that going to be like? You've played them before.
We have. We've played them probably for the last 13, 14 years.
Wow.
They do have the number. They're much higher division. They are truly a AAA division team. Roster about 65. But it's just good to get that level of competition, get the young guys exposure.
Sure.
And kind of prep us for what to see in the season.
Have we had some wins against Glens Falls?
No, very close. So yeah, we've gone down wire to wire.
Very close.
Yeah.
Interesting. So 65 approximately on the roster for those guys.
Yeah.
What about the Vermont Ravens? Where are we at now?
About 38, 39.
All right, so in the high 30s.
Yep.
With a cap of what?
45.
And is that for single A? Is it 45?
Yes.
For single A? Oh,
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So we're looking for some more players.
We are. We can always add more players. Always, always.
What are the prerequisites to becoming a player for the Vermont Ravens?
Basically, you have to be over the age of 18 as of July 1st, and that's it. That's the only prerequisite we have. We have college level players. We have players who've never played football before ever, and if you're willing to work hard and follow the team rules and be a part of the organization, then we will work with you. We'll coach you up. We have a fantastic coaching staff that's willing to work with anybody. So, we have spots for everybody.
So you get yourself conditioned, but also do some conditioning with the team and let the coaching staff work with you and mold you so that you can take the hits and throw the ball and run the way you need to run.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, playing experience doesn't disqualify anybody.
That was a question I had for you. Do you have to have played in high school?
Nope. Okay. We've had players that have played soccer, former track stars that wanted to try out.
Wow.
We're like, cool. Let's see where you're at, and we get athletes. We truly do.
Wow. JD, it sounds like you're hinting at something. Do you want a pair of pads? We can
send you the.
I've got a pair of pads in the car right now for you.
I can email you the link right now. We can get you registered. I mean,
let's do that online, on the air right now. Get you registered to play for the Vermont Ravens.
Breaking news: JD signs with the Vermont Ravens.
My God!
Right?
Put it out there. Put it out there right now.
Is there a Masters League for those over 50?
No. If there was, I'd be approaching that.
Short fat league.
Stop.
Listen, it's true.
No.
We'll find a place for you.
I'm sure. So in layman's terms here, what if someone wants to try out? They love football, little overweight, not sure if they're in good enough shape. They try out, they work with you guys, and frankly, they kind of suck. What do you do in a situation like that? I'm guessing that you guys say, look, we want you to still be part of our family here.
Absolutely. I think the game of football is one of the greatest games in the world because it allows for that. It allows for folks who are not exactly necessarily premier athletes to find a role and to accept a role. And if anybody's willing to work hard and put the time in and put the effort in and put the commitment in, there's
be dedicated to showing up for practice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's more than just football. Over the years, learning that we're just not showing up for the games or just practice. I mean, there's community events that we also attend, and why not?
That's right.
Those tend to be some of the guys that have the most heart, dedication, and they're committed. We had a guy walking from Stowe many years ago to Barre to get to practice, and he was out promoting on a regular basis for us, and wasn't the most skilled, but there was probably no one had more heart and dedication than the guy.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's amazing. What about board of directors? What kind of, if you want to get involved with the team, not as a player, but in other ways.
We are always looking for volunteers, folks that help us on game days, folks that want to help us at practice. If you're somebody who loves football, wants to get into coaching a little bit, perhaps you can. Coach Bob Lamb will work with you to help you in that process as well. So much like if you wanted to play, we'd work with you as a player. Our coaching staff would work with you as an assistant coach and kind of learn the game and help in that regard. So always looking for volunteers, always looking for help. There's a spot in the organization for everybody.
So right now we're pushing 40 players on the roster. We need more.
Yes.
What's the easiest way for folks that are watching, listening, or may know someone who might want to be part of the team? What's the go-to? Is it Facebook? Is it email? Show up at practice? How does this all work? What's the best way to do it?
I would say all the above. We have our numbers out there on Facebook. We have our reps. Coach Lamb's on the website, VermontRavens.com. You can always check out there. Has all the numbers and emails. Let's see, another Facebook, the Messenger and stuff like that. I'm on there.
You are.
So I get the message directly.
Great.
You message us on the website and the page. I get it directly to my phone. So
wow.
Yeah, fast response.
What about facilities? Where are we? You guys have been practicing since when now?
Since April.
Holy crap! There's snow in April.
Yeah, I mean it's Vermont. I mean it can snow tomorrow.
So you guys have been out in a little bit of snow and some mud.
Yes.
Wow.
Football is one of those sports where you have to learn an offense, right? You have to learn a position. You have to learn your plays. You have to get in the playbook. You have to be able to run these constantly. So you need a lot of prep time before you can just walk into your first game. So I think it's one of those sports where the second we can get outside,
right.
we're trying to do that, whether it be a captain's practice early on, or we start our regular practices in early May. It's a long process.
Why such a late start, middle of July, with a practice season that's starting in April?
That's the league. Yeah, the league figures with all the New England teams.
Yep.
You're going to get more New Hampshire, Upper New Hampshire, us, Vermont, and Maine. The weather
right
is going to play a factor in and trying to get it done more in the summer rather
right.
than late fall.
But your practice is beginning often with snow and almost always ending with snow. You guys go right into October.
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah. I think the summer months, too, provide a little more leeway for folks as far as availability. It also allows for some of the college kids, too, who are home for the summer to participate. So it's just a more convenient time, I think, to have a season as opposed to doing, say, the traditional fall season, right, which you would see football in.
Right. Let's throw some love at Jet Service Envelope and their field, their facility that they have provided the Ravens right off exit 6.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been fantastic for us over the years. They allowed us to develop a field behind their facility up there off the South Barre exit, and there'd be plenty of years we wouldn't have a place to practice if we didn't have that field. So they mow it for us, they maintain it for us, and we really appreciate everything they've done for us.
So practice is going on currently. It's every what now, Tuesday and
Tuesday and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Tonight we'll be
at that
Jet
facility.
Well, tonight Jet Service will be at Jet Service tonight at 6.
Okay.
When Thursday, we're actually going to be moving our Thursday practices to Waterbury, Fairfield, Forest Field, and the flea market.
Yeah.
So
right there were 2.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
it's much more convenient for our players from Chittenden County,
right.
Burlington area, that they can, instead of having come all the way down to South Barre, we can practice right there in Waterbury.
Quick skip off exit 10, and that'll be the first time on that field.
First time.
Who got that solidified?
Bob and Carrie Lamb. They've been working magic all year long, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff that kind of doesn't get as much recognition. So grateful for them.
That's cool as hell. So what do you have to? So do you have to live in Vermont to be a player, or do you have to live in a certain county?
No, we've had players from New Hampshire that have come across the border to play with us. We have folks from New York. There's no
Maine.
Maine, yep. So you don't have to be a Vermont resident to play for the Vermont Ravens. We've had folks that travel quite a distance to not just practice but play with us. So. Yeah.
So let's talk about the expense of this, getting started. You show up, you introduce yourself. Here I am. I want to be a player with the Vermont Ravens. Not sure if I'm good enough. Not sure if I'm fast enough. Not sure if I'm overweight, where I would fit in. But man, it's like, I'm just trying to fill my gas tank right now. So what's this going to cost me to get started here? Is there a cost associated?
There is. We have player dues this year, $200.
Okay.
Unless you find a local business sponsor.
To sponsor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you find a sponsor that covers your dues.
Yep.
Not to mention they also get, a little plug in, our programs, and
Sure.
they get some perks. But out of pocket, I mean, it could be expensive the first year. I look at it as it's an investment.
Yep.
If you're looking just playing 1 year, I mean, looking maybe some of the veteran players, if they have extra equipment to lend out. If not, if you're going to be here for some time, it's best to kind of go out, go put the money out, go get, your own brand new stuff, and
Right.
go that route.
And you've had past players that have returned and donated their equipment.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think, being part of the Vermont Ravens means you're a family, right? So for, whether you haven't played for 5-6 years, you're still a member of the team, the franchise, right? So
Sure.
Folks come back, they bring back equipment for newer players. The cost of equipment should never prevent a player, somebody from wanting to come out and play for the Ravens. We help players. We develop payment plans for dues. We make sure that you have the equipment
Yes.
you need. We will work. If you're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you. And if you're willing to commit and put the time and effort in, we'll work with you to make sure you have what you need.
Yeah. The last time you were on, Paul, Sherilyn said to me, told me that I really ought to consider being part of the team as a water boy. But I'm guessing you need that. You need all capacities.
Yeah. It's family. It's a family.
And
That's
not,
first
and
and
not just
foremost.
showing up when you want to. You've got to be there.
Yes.
Practice, everything.
Yep.
Games.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
need you.
We mentioned earlier, we love having our volunteers. We couldn't be able to host games and have a season without them. Whether it's running the admissions table or the concession stands, or even just some basic stuff like cleaning up after games.
The chains crew is one of our biggest, our biggest draws, and trying to get some of the, the players, relatives, nieces, nephews, sons, daughters. Hey, we'll do the chains. We've done free admission for them, or we, give them, about $20 to do the chains the whole game. So
Wow.
yeah.
Coming out to see a game is nothing that's going to break the bank either. I mean, it's real reasonable price tickets.
Yeah. So this year we're actually doing a online ticket sales to kind of, it's one of the things that the league NEFL has adapted. Everyone's doing it. We kind of just laid on stuff, and it allows us to kind of get our name out there sooner, and not wait till Thursday, Friday to try to sell. Hey, come to our Ravens game. We can sell season tickets and throughout the all year, and we're actually going to be having a QR code posted up all around kind of central Vermont.
That's fantastic.
So
if you guys get me one of those when you can, we'll drop it on the
definitely.
page.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else? What are we? Waterbury that's a done deal. That's fantastic. That is so cool. The jet service envelope field, another practice facility, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right off exit 6. Let's talk about southern Vermont. What's so funny?
Just a rivalry in itself, and there's just sometimes there's some bad blood. Some good guys over there, respected. But it's just we get on that field. It's just you flip that switch. It's just like
That's right. So they're AA.
They are AA this year. Yes.
All right. Southern Vermont Storm. Their home city is where? Bennington.
Yep.
All right. So what happened? What happened with these guys? It was October a couple of years ago that was
Yeah, so I think Jay, last time I was on the show, we talked about that. The Vermont Ravens have had a lot of success over the years and have been to several championship games. We've come up short in all of them, unfortunately, and this one was especially excruciating. It was a kind of a 4-second on the clock kind of situation, and Hail Mary pass. I won't go into details, but we came up on the short end of that stick. And so, because there's only 2 semi-pro football teams in the state of Vermont, there's going to be a natural rivalry there. This kind of adds to that. The sort of the back and forth that goes, they get the better of us that day, and we are itching to, every chance we get to play them, we want to sort of pay back from that day, so to speak.
So that was the only championship game that we had with them?
Yes.
With them, yes.
With them.
Yep. Yeah, and as we talked about last time, the Vermont Ravens made it to the championship game last year in Hartford, Connecticut versus the Hartford Colts, and again came up a little bit short in the final seconds of that game as well. So, we've been a little bit snake bit over the years, but the success of this organization, where it's come from, to be able to get to those championship games and compete in those championship games, says a lot about our coaching staff, about our players.
Sure.
And we're looking over the hump this year.
So no championship trophy yet.
Nothing yet. We're just
several
right
second
there.
place.
We're right there.
Right there.
It's great to have the second place hardware just to kind of show some of these younger guys
Sure.
and trying to recruit. In addition to having been named the best coaching staff in the NEFL.
Wow.
So that was great. Organization of the year as well. We had our offensive league MVP.
Yep.
Jack Leclerc was named. And we had Roy Rose as a finalist for defensive MVP of the NEFL. So it's there. We have the potential to kind of get over that hump. It's just getting there, finishing it off.
Wow. These guys, these players, are not doing this to get paid. They're not doing this to get rich. They're doing this because they truly love playing football.
Yes, it takes a lot.
Like that.
Yeah, I think to come out at some of the ages that we see some of our players come out at and are still willing to put the pads on and play the game of football, there has to be a real love of the game there.
Sure.
There's no other reason, there's no other motivation. Your time away from your family, time away from your friends, time away from doing
Sure.
things that you could also be doing.
Of course.
It's a big commitment, and it's one that I personally, for one, have tried to walk away several times. I can't walk away. I love this group too much. I love this team too much.
What's that tell you?
He's retired about 20 times already.
Like
just
Hardy Brooks.
keep getting him back.
I keep getting talked back into it, but yeah, no, but it's again, it's such a family atmosphere. It is such a tight group of people. I love these guys. So. It's a hard thing to walk away from, and I think you get a sense of that. You feel that guys are really attached to this thing.
Are you guys suiting up for practice? Are you out there?
I haven't been yet. I'm in the middle of my coaching obligation at the moment with a varsity baseball team here, but I will be joining the team soon, and this guy will be hopefully suiting up as well. I'll keep working on him. But
We're working on him right now.
Yeah, we are.
We're working on him right now.
Maybe we can do like a deal. If JD suits up, you can suit up.
God.
I think that's.
Can stand right on the sideline next to each other.
God.
Right on the sideline with each other. We'll be good.
God. So there's back to Southern Vermont. There have been other close matches with this team.
Yes, actually,
not just that championship.
No, actually, the following year, we being a part of the league board and all that stuff, really good friends with the comp competition, and told them I was like, we want the Storm week 1, and it started the chatter off, early, and sure enough, they came out, playing the last about 10, 12 seconds of the championship game where they won.
Okay.
And that's what they ran out onto the field with. To try to,
Sure.
set the tone. And we, took a loss on that one too. Final seconds, very similar.
Final seconds again.
Yes. And we knew it was coming, and it just mental breakdown.
Didn't the Ravens have a game against the Storm where you handed their ass to them?
Yeah, we actually week 1, first round of the playoffs. we got matched up and went down there to Bennington, and we shut them out 19-0. So there was a lot of chatter, a couple ejections on their end. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I like how JD's trying to stir this rivalry. He's trying to stir the pot here. I think he's trying to get things fired
I'm sending
up.
him the link right now as we speak.
I mean, how about we respect them very much as an opponent?
Yes.
We'll use all the cliches.
Their ownership is first class, truly. Their owner Chris Sipley is actually on the board, the NEFL board of directors as well. So we kind of all work together to try to make the league better.
Good camaraderie, though.
Yeah. But once the field,
once that whistle blows, it's
different.
It is.
Things change.
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable.
actually just getting out the vehicles,
Yes.
driving into their field. It's the chatter's already there. We're driving past each other, and who do you have?
Wow.
So
Wow. But you got some tough players, though.
we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think to play this sport, like I said, into your adulthood, you've got to have a kind of a sense of toughness about you, and maybe not all the brains in the world, but
A couple screws loose. That's
a couple
fine.
screws loose.
fine.
But
We need that.
again, you do it for the love of the game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. And what about travel? How does that work? Do we all jump in a bus? What's that look like?
We carpool.
carpool.
We've done in the past vans.
Yeah.
6, 7 guys get a van together, and it's out of pocket, so
Yeah,
everybody
right.
chips in,
Everything is.
it's hard because getting a bus is great, sounds good, but this is family, so I'm going to travel with my family, so I want to make sure
Of course.
they can come and go as we please.
Right.
Sometimes like Lake George, Glens Falls, I usually that's a little mini vacation. I stay down there,
Yeah. Good.
make a little weekend out of it.
Sometimes it's how we have to sell it to our wives and girlfriends and
Yes.
stuff. That hey,
Do you know about all the outlets? They have all these shoe
yeah,
outlets.
yeah, you can sell
Yes.
it, make it.
Yes, the mall, the aviation
Yes.
mall over there. Yes,
You have to make
It's
it a
like-
fun weekend for everybody.
And
so.
I will go with you after the game and limp
Yeah.
around for hours.
We can throw a uniform on. You can just pretend that you were, you were at the, you played and enjoyed the perks afterwards.
This is it's not cheap to do this, and there really has to be some commitment to being part of the Ravens, whether you're on the field or off the field. It doesn't matter.
Correct.
Yeah, as Paul stated earlier, the payment plans and stuff like that. We usually have our first team meeting in January.
Yeah.
So if you're committed, come January. Let's start it now.
Be there.
Yeah. Because we lock rosters usually. I think this year is going to be the first week of August. We'll
Okay.
lock rosters about week 4. So I mean, you have from January to August, to
Sure.
get that stuff paid off. But
The-
it should be the last worry, though.
Right. It should be the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Vermont Ravens will make it work for you. They'll get you in a uniform. They'll get you on the field. They'll condition you. They'll make you part of their family. And you're looking for a few more players.
A few more players,
Not-
volunteers.
Not a ton of players. You're looking for like maybe another 10?
About 10. Yeah.
10 or so.
Sounds good.
All right.
And again, rosters. Like Clay said, rosters don't lock until about 4 games into the season, so there's room to kind of put players in and out when you have your final roster.
Of
so,
course. Of course.
If you're interested at all, please let us know. We'd love to talk to you about it further and see what we could do.
And come up to practice every Tuesday and Thursday night, 6 p.m. I think you
6
said.
p.m. on Tuesdays at Jet Service Field and
Right off exit 6.
right off exit 6. Yes.
Come up, watch. it.
There's no commitment when you come check us out. Just check us out.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Let us know your situation. And get a feel. Meet some of the guys.
Preseason game June 18th, Glens Falls
5 p.m.
at 5 p.m. And then July 16th will be the official first game of the season for the Vermont Ravens.
That's breaking news, right?
Yeah,
That's
breaking
just
news right
recently.
there.
Breaking news.
Yep.
July 16th. We're going to find out probably tonight when you have your conference meeting where that game is going to be, who it's going to be against. You'll let me know,
I will let you know.
Absolutely.
and we'll help promote that as much as possible. And listen, Paul, you took me up on it, man. I told you last time you were in here to get back, and this is exactly what you did. And I hope you guys do it again.
Well, we will. We obviously appreciate this platform that you provide, JD, not just for us, but for the Central Vermont community, and be able to get the word out for things that are happening. And we really appreciate the opportunity to come on. One thing I'd like to mention, though, if I have a couple seconds, is
sure do.
This Friday, the Vermont Ravens have their annual banquet.
Oh.
And as a part of that banquet, we are very excited to be announcing our first ever Vermont Ravens Hall of Fame. And we're thrilled to be inducting 3 people into that Hall of Fame. The first is a longtime player, coach, board member. His name is Jim Buzzi. We'll give him a quick plug here of Bootsy's Garage right here in Barre.
Farmwell Street.
Absolutely. And Jim has basically done every role you could think of for the Ravens. But first Ravens player, was a fantastic player for the Vermont Ice Storm for years. Came over, played with the Ravens. Great linebacker, captain.
Great mentor.
Yep, many-time NEFL All-Star.
On the board?
He's on the board.
Yes.
Yep, and he was a long time. Was a coach for a while.
He coached for about two or 3 seasons.
Yep.
As a head coach and doing it all, everything.
Yep. And so we couldn't think of a better person to be the first sort of player / coach / administrator inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other 2 members have been a long-time Ravens administrators and actually founded the Ravens 15 years ago. Mike and Linda Salmon. Mike and Linda have been paramount to the creation of the Ravens and the success of this organization. They've both filled many roles over the years, but really just the foundation of this organization.
When did they start that?
2007.
Okay.
Yep. And originally they were with the Ice Storm.
Yes.
And they came down to Central Vermont, started the Vermont Ravens, and we wouldn't even be in existence without them. So we owe a big debt of gratitude to them. And so really excited to have this first ever induction into the Vermont Ravens Hall of Fame. This is the first year we've done that. And we're thrilled to have those 3 members inducted.
Where's this banquet going to be?
Actually, right down the road, the 75 North Main Street.
North Main Street, just down here, the
Salvation Army building.
Salvation Army.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I think if any new players are interested, or if anybody's
come
interested in
down.
coming down, check us out. We'll
7
be open
p.m.
that night, 7 p.m. on Friday. So
Anyone's welcome to come check it out.
absolutely. Bring a dish.
Wow, that's great.
There's a lot of hungry guys.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
We're trying to feed our linemen, make sure they're ready
Carve
to go.
it up.
Right.
This is fantastic, man. Please, you guys, I'll say this again, mid-season, whenever you want, come back in here and help remind people that late summer, midsummer, whatever it may be, that you guys are playing, and that people should come out and at the absolute least be spectators and support the Ravens in any way you can.
Yeah, the great thing about being in the summer is that we're prior to the NFL season, so
Right.
People want to get their
Wet your whistle, man.
get their football fix in early.
Sure.
Come out for the summer and see us play.
What about sponsoring organizations, companies, businesses that you're hoping, first of all, that are already attached to you, but others that you would love to be part of your family?
We welcome them all. I mean, we're always looking. It's on our website as well. Carrie Lamb is the
yes.
is the front runner of that. She is the behind the scenes working her magic, trying to get our more sponsorships, also players as well. She is the contact person for the sponsorships, though, is Carrie Lamb.
All right, she'll give you the price tag and what it includes and all that.
Yeah, we have a variety of sponsorship packages for different amounts of money, and each one gets you a different amount of perks. And so it's right there on the website. It breaks it right down for you pretty clearly.
Any that you want to throw some love at?
Sponsors?
Yeah.
They're all right on the website. I haven't done the current list right now. I know Jet Service Envelope, we already mentioned them for all the work they've done over the years. But
they're great.
Yeah, fantastic. So, but no, a list of our sponsors can be found right on our website, and we appreciate all of them.
All right.
Yeah. JD, I do have some breaking news.
From
the league. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So our first home game will be July 31st at 2 p.m. South Burlington High School.
July 31.
Yes. South Burlington High School. Don't know the team yet, but that will be our first home game.
You just getting this text now?
I am.
Nice.
So.
I love it.
It's like CNN.
Yeah, I know. Phone's buzzing over here.
I
I'm
love
like,
that, man. That's so cool. We'll promote the crap out of it, man.
Yeah. And
Thanks. And we'd love to.
go ahead.
Just love to have you. We talked earlier about you coming to a game and
Would
sort
love
of
to,
doing
man.
a live broadcast from the game
Would
if you'd like,
love
and
to.
we could. It'd be fun.
You're going to stay on me on that.
I will,
Please.
absolutely. Yep, we'll get you the schedule ASAP. So.
All
And
right.
we're going to be at Barre Heritage Festival as well.
You are.
Yes.
Been there in the past.
We have. We're coming back this year to defend our title for the truck bowl.
Toe down,
Downtown Towdown?
downtown
Yes.
toe down.
Really?
We are.
It's been a couple of years, pal.
I know. We still got it.
You still got it?
We
You
still.
sure?
Yeah, I think we
You
do.
need a short guy like me up in the front.
Hey, let's go.
Torque. You need torque.
Yeah.
We'll sign you up, Jimmy. Be on our team. Let's go.
We're looking to have probably like 3 or 4 teams going this
Oh,
year.
my
So
God.
come on.
That's awesome. We'll be looking for you. We'll be
Yes.
rooting on the Ravens.
Wonderful.
Throughout this summer, man.
Thanks, JD.
Thank you, JD.
You guys do a great job, and I appreciate both of you so much, and the rest of the team, and all the sponsors, everybody, the volunteers, everyone that makes your playing possible. We love you guys.
Well, we love you too. Appreciate that.
All right, stay
Thank
in
you.
touch,
Thanks,
man.
JD.
All right.
Thank you.